The US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has been issued a subpoena concerning the Trump administration's dealings with the Ukrainian government. The democratically controlled House of Representatives has ordered Mr Pompeo to hand over detailed documents by the end of next week. It comes after the House launched an impeachment inquiry into President Trump for allegedly asking the Ukrainian government to investigate Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden and his son. Mr Trump's envoy to Ukraine, Volker, has since resigned. North America correspondent Connor Duffy has more.
It's been, just for something different, another day of high-stakes political drama here. Democrats feel that they've had an extraordinary week, really, in their campaign to impeach the president, that they've gathered a lot of momentum. The whistleblower complaint has been released. At least some of it was verified by the White House itself when they released the transcript of the call between President Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart, which showed very clearly in black and white President Trump asking for an investigation into his political rival Joe Biden after the question of Ukrainian military aid was released. Today they continued that momentum, issuing subpoenas to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and 5 of his State Department officials. Now, they've got a mountain to climb, though, it has to be said with this. Americans are very risk-averse when it comes to impeachment. No one has ever gone through the full process before. Richard Nixon was almost booted out of office but resigned before that could happen. The only other president to face a trial was way back in the 19th century, and he survived by a single vote. So if Democrats are to pull this off, it will be a history-making moment, but they have a mountain to climb. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who's leading this charge, you might not believe it, but she says Donald Trump's in her prayers. Here's what she had to say.
I pray for the president all the time. I pray for the safety of his family and wish that he would pray for the safety of other families and do something courageous on guns. But I also pray that God will illuminate him to see right from wrong. It's very problematic.
Today he continued in a string of angry tweets while he was holed up in the White House. His counsellor Kellyanne Conway almost bit the head off reporters who had the temerity to ask if the White House was setting up a war room. But the president's tweets were particularly interesting. He tweeted, "If that perfect phone call with the president of Ukraine isn't considered appropriate, then no future president can ever speak to another foreign leader." Importantly for him, he also continued his efforts to discredit the whistleblower who sparked all this. He tweeted, "Sounding more and more like the so-called whistleblower isn't a whistleblower at all. In addition, all second-hand information that proved to be so inaccurate that there may not have been somebody else, a leaker or spy, feeding it to him or her, a partisan operative." So that's the president there, launching attacks on multiple fronts. He also tweeted another attack on Joe Biden. So he is trying to use the focus on this to continue to put pressure on Joe Biden, who is, still the leading candidate to take him on in next year's election.